Brandon Sanderson literally sung its praises.
Yeah.
You can get off.
You can get off. Hi. Ooh.
Oh.
I'm Amy Newman.
And I'm Chris Carr.
And I'm an elf.
Ooh.
With a large bosom.
Oh, gosh. And I'm a half-elf who has been ostracized from the community, but loves you.
It's happening.
Ah,
It's happening. Just like I dreamed. We know that getting into a new fandom. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna struggle to keep this train on the tracks today.
It's okay.
You really threw me there.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about my large bosom and your ample butt. I assume.
Probably.
Yin yang. You know?
You gotta.
Something for
Balance.
everybody.
Yeah.
We know that getting into a new fandom can be intimidating with all the gatekeepers out there, or maybe your bosom or
Booty
isn't ample enough.
Maybe. And that's why on this podcast, we invite a super fan on so they can talk about a fandom you can dip your toe in, sans judgment. No judgment here.
No judgment.
Because this is something that has been surrounded a bit in judgment.
About bosom and booty size?
Well, not bosom and booty size, but also, sure.
Because I think they're all beautiful. Yours is great.
You?
Dear listener?
Little snack.
Feel good about it.
Yeah.
Where are we? I'm just going to keep,
That's why on today's show.
That's why on today's show, we have a person who is going to talk to us all about the elves, the bosoms, the booties. I assume. I haven't cleared this with her yet. Writer and actor, Amelia Janak.
Hi, that was some really good tension.
Thank you.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Sparks flying.
How spicy was it?
I would give it it's 1 pepper right now.
Out of 100.
Yeah, out of
pretty
100.
low on the Scoville scale.
Yeah, really low, but
Okay.
I think you guys could do 5.
It's
What?
like page 1 right now, so.
Yeah, we're
it's-
building.
we're building.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn, I
That
think.
is.
I feel like there's going to be, I feel like today
I
needs
don't feel like it was a slow burn. You guys automatically talked about your bosom and butt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's slow burn for us.
It's as slow as you roll.
That's about as hard
Just
as we can
immediate,
pump the brakes.
Good butt, good bosom.
That is how we greet each other.
Your internal monologue is like, they're so hot, but I hate them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so attracted to them, but I can't.
Oh, I am halfway into the first episode of Heated Rivalry, by the way.
Ooh.
I wanted to talk about this so much. Okay.
It's not what we're here to talk about, but
There's crossover, though.
is.
there's crossover.
There is.
Those boys are rivals, and it's pretty heated. I feel like I got exactly what was on the label in the first 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
But I do feel like today needs to come with a small glossary of terms.
Oh, God, there's so many.
Yeah, so we're talking romantasy, the general genre.
Yes.
Which-
Overall.
Yeah, it's a very, I like to think of it as very squishy. I don't think there's not a set definition of it. Some people will think romance has to be the main plot. That is there. Some people and I'm in this camp, with romantasy, there has to be a level of romance, whether it be more of a subplot or the main plot beats. It has to be a part of it, and there has to be a level of magic involved. In a perfect world, it's the perfect blend between fantasy and romance.
Okay.
But generally, I think it doesn't always land that way.
Yeah. So this is a book, a fiction genre that has blown up in the last, what would you say, 5 years?
5 years, yeah. I think it really took off 2020 during the pandemic.
We had nothing else to do.
We were all at home and horny.
We were just I could think about gnomes and Jorkit.
Gnomes? Gnomes? Your brain went to gnomes and jorking it?
I used elves once already, and I was trying to prove that I knew other...
I was like...
Wait, centaurs?
Okay.
No.
There are centaurs, but
Okay.
I would go to the easiest route would be fairy.
Fairies, okay.
Fairy would be the most popular.
Oh.
I would say the most overdone and also misunderstood because I have a particular beef. Is I think a lot of people don't understand the difference between fairy and like fae and elves. So most of the fae that I feel like I read in the books, I'm like, they're elves. You are talking about elves. You're not. It's fine.
Okay. Where, break down this Venn diagram for me.
Oh God, that's so hard. So.
Because elves are tall, fae are small. It's not.
And it rhymes, so you know it's true.
That's what the bumper sticker on my car said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I feel like there's a lot more rules with the fae, like what we think of it like a lot with like Gaelic or folklore. It's like the mushroom circles. There's the like the trickery, they can't lie, they can't do this or that. And like the elves are the statuesque, beautiful, powerful, this versus like fae magic can be like very tied to nature. And like very rarely will I see books. Some of them will talk about the Seelie and the Unseelie and all that, but they do a lot of courts and kingdoms.
Seelie?
Yeah. So it's like the light and dark.
Okay.
Very rudimentary, but yeah.
Okay, well.
I'm sorry. I feel like
She's like, you don't know?
yeah.
No, Amelia, I don't.
I know. I was like, I don't want to bore you with things you know, but
Assume I know nothing.
Very smooth.
smooth brain. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never read a romantasy book.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't believe.
I believe that's more of an untruth than you think it is, because. Well,
I love untruth versus lie.
She said, actually, Ellen.
Because romantasy, as you guys said, is like such a new buzzword in marketing, that it's just something that's so hot and it's selling, it's going that. But for a long time, there was romantasy within fantasy, or this idea of romantasy lived a lot in YA as well. So like Outlander would technically be like a romantasy if you want to think about it, because it has that strong plot with like
the time travel
and then like going back in there. I mean, there's I would say it's light, like lower fantasy, but
I still don't know if I've read one though.
I feel like I've read a lot of fantasy with moments. Like I'm a big Lord of the Rings person, and like I read the Sword of Truth series for a while until it got super grapey, and I went, "Oh, why does fantasy always dissolve into this?" Not always. That's a generalization, but a lot of fantasy written by men tends to use that as a fantastic little overused plot device.
Yes. What was the first one you said?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah. Which
is very like capital R romance in like literature terms.
Yeah. I think like I was debating back and forth if I would classify Lord of the Rings as it, but I think in the show, or like the show, the TV series, the film is not Rings of Power, is like you can take like Aragorn and Arwen's. Yeah, I was like, which one? Arwen's like relationship out of it, and it doesn't really change the story much. So like that's where I would define like going more into that romantasy is like the relationship is pretty pivotable. Anyone?
Pivotable.
Thank you. I was like, pivot.
You could, it could be not there.
Yeah, it is very important.
Okay. So for you, that's kind of where the definition lies, is it has to have that romance, otherwise the story's totally different?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say like whether it's like a really strong subplot, like, or the main plot beats of a romance. Because I would say a lot of times like romance does require the happily ever after. And it with romantasy, a lot of times some people want that, but it's not like, for me, it's not required, because that goes more into like the fantasy. But I think the romance has to be a very like the relationship between them needs to be like
pivotal.
Pivotal. Yes,
that's the word we want.
Thank you. I was like, it's not.
Everyone, put your brain cell in, and we'll see what comes out.
But it has to help like define, get a better understanding of each character, through that relationship.
Okay. So I guess all that to say, romance is obviously a genre that's existed for a long time. Fantasy, obviously, a genre that has existed for a very long time. And obviously there has been overlap within fiction where the two have crossed. And honestly, like, I feel like trashy paper, not to, but you know, the trope of like the trashy paperback with like a centaur on the cover has existed for longer than the buzzword of romantasy has. So what? Oh,
I won these at New Year's Eve trivia, and I wanted to see if they were good. Wow. I have props for later.
Okay.
Just you said trashy paperback, and I was like, hold on.
And again, I don't mean trashy as like me putting any sort of moral judgment on these books. Just sort of as a trope, the idea of like your mom's paperback, she's like hiding in her sock drawer, is a trope that has existed longer than TikTok talking about spice level of books.
Yes.
So what changed? Where did this become a thing that exists in the zeitgeist? Where, you know what? Let's all stick to like 2 syllables or less.
I agree.
Let's stick with what we know today. We don't got to impress nobody.
That's why I'm holding props. I'm not going to talk.
I would say there was a huge change with like book talk and TikTok, and it was like that perfect soup of just holding the conversation. Everyone was talking, and I think it really bubbled up because nowadays, and especially then, people needed an escape.
Yeah.
And so fantasy provides that beautiful level of escapism, and then romance does the same thing where you get that different feeling. So I think also, since it grew in that cultural popularity, it also started making a lot of money. And so like publishers started snapping it up, using it as marketing. Like there's plenty of books out there that are not, in my view, really a romantasy, but sometimes get marketed as a romantasy. And you're like, what? Because it's just like a buzzword. And it's like, yeah, there's a relationship, but it's not pivotal to the plot. And so I think it just started making a lot of money, and then people just started splicing things and making it and doing it. I think it's also another way, like romance is like the number one, like most profitable book genre. And so like, and it's deemed very female woman readership led. And so fantasy is, I love it. I love fantasy. I grew up reading fantasy, learned to read on Chronicles of Narnia, is very guarded by, I feel like, more masculine energy, a little more sometimes like people are like, that's not real fantasy when you're talking about romantasy. And you're like, Brandon Sanderson literally sung its praises. You can get off.
You can get off.
You can get off this bus.
Haley Rose Hampton actually asked about that, just bringing up that why do so many people hate on women for reading romantasy or smut? And it's because they hate us being happy, Haley. It's because they don't want it. They hate to see a woman win.
They do. They don't like to see us getting pleasure from like self-controlled pleasure. Because I think a lot of times people will use romantasy because there's that different spice levels. You get into the smut and some stuff. I'm like, this is past smut. This is like straight erotica, and it's fine. I love it. Get me some Basilisk dick. Love it.
That's also what a bumper sticker on my car says. Which, real quick, no, I'm not going to ask about that. The spice level. If you are not on Book Talk, which is the book corner of TikTok, can you explain the spice level thing real fast?
Yes, so they go by peppers.
And this is, am I correct that this is all sort of that TikTok? There's certain words that get you sort of buried in the algorithm. It's the reason, like, it's the same
grape
logic as, or unalived.
Yes.
Because if you say things like killed, you get buried in the algorithm. Is that sort of where the spice thing came from, too, of, like, saying words like sex, sexuality, smut, you know?
I believe so. And I think, for me, I do view a lot of crossover from the way Romantasy is talked about with fan fiction.
Of course, yeah.
Because I like, there's just the way. Have you guys read fan fiction?
Yes.
I don't.
Amy's been writing so much of it.
Fan fiction? Am I saying that right? I don't. Just deleting the AO3 tabs open on my laptop. I don't recall what that is. So if you could just go ahead. Why don't you just talk?
Well, generally there's a lot of like tags that go on and a lot of like shorthand of like, what are you getting into? And like there's trigger warnings or things or like different aspects of the plot. And I think that's what like similarly with the Peppers were born from, because sometimes this genre falls into a lot of traps of people trying to tag it as being like, this is enemies to lovers. This is like friends to lovers. This is marriage of convenience and this and that. Like there's so many tropes labeled onto it that I think of it sometimes as like rewatching your comfort TV show. It's like people like, you know what's going to happen in The Office. You know what's going to happen on Schitt's Creek. You know what's going to happen on House of Cards. I don't know. It's not mine.
Is that your comfort show?
I've never seen it, but it just popped into my head and I hate that it did.
know how we all love rewatching House of Cards.
I mean,
Comforting.
I guess if someone's like, man, that part when Kevin Spacey dies is real great for me.
Love it.
I can
be
see
comforting.
it. That would be.
Yeah, I don't know why that popped into my head. We can do the Game of Thrones shame. Shame. I don't even remember what I was saying. Kevin Spacey in my head just ruined everything.
In the same
He
way
always does. He always does.
In the same way that you're rewatching comfort shows.
Yes. So I think that's where like the Peppers come from, the tropes, the tags, or this, so it's easier for people to navigate. Like the Peppers.
Generally, the Peppers are sort of.
They're like telling you the level of like spice what are you getting into, basically from like almost like slow burn, like flirty romance to like
Erotica.
Basically.
Full blown clapping cheeks.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, is it going to be like, one would be like Closed Door, right? You're like, have you guys heard of Closed Door?
No.
Yeah, so it's like, which a lot of media is like, you know, they're going to have sex. They're about to get it on.
Oh, it's the
And
cutaway.
they'll do that, and then it's the cutaway. It's like, close the door. It's like you don't like see
like
it.
how 1940s films would pan to a window and there was a thunderstorm.
Yes.
The old
Cool.
train in the tunnel.
Yep.
Yes. So that's like more like lower on the Pepper scale. But when you get higher, it's like you'll hear them talk about the throbbing member or just like just some velvet wrap steel or just like I know
What?
that is
Is that a peener?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's why they used that phrase.
Listen, the good people at AO3 are fine with my word choice.
I love every time you say peener.
Peener and clapping cheeks. It's all I got.
But they're good stories narratively. I'm here.
Look.
Conceded.
Yeah. And like a lot of times you'll see with the Pepper scale, you'll see people ask like when it's like, but does it have a plot? Like when the higher you get, I think there's a risk of if you're looking for like something with a really strong plot or really strong story, you might lose that. But that's kind of what you're going for. It's like that erotica.
Terrible. What books? What books should I never read?
Which one should you never read?
No plot, only clapping cheeks.
There's this Matchmaker series. It's more of monster. If you're into monsters, sex.
What
For
kind of
monster fuckers?
Yeah, monster fuckers.
Okay, I figured that was.
What kind of monsters? Because there's a
Girl,
whole...
what are you into? I heard
You brought-
centaurs earlier.
Yeah.
There is centaurs.
And you said basilisk dick, and are we talking like Harry Potter basilisk or like a D&D basilisk where they're also like a chicken? Like what?
Were there
What's
also
going
a
on?
chicken?
Yeah, they've got chicken parts. Or like bird parts. They do this on Delicious in Dungeon because they cook them. This is how I know about lore is from anime.
I'm so out of my depth here, guys. I'm just like, I don't know, that creature from the Black Lagoon would smooch.
Those lips. He holds her so tenderly.
I do love when they cut close to his face and he's just like, hey.
Let me see. Because there's gargoyles, there's... I know, right? Gargoyles, basilisks.
I mean, we all...
Mermaids.
Where went Goliath?
The George Costanza gargoyle from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know.
Okay. That we diverged
I
wildly
don't
on that.
know.
I was like...
So Lillian Lark, I would say, does have a lot of really sexual, like, more to the 5 pepper scale. Also monster fucking.
Okay.
It's like one that she has like an interconnected world where it's like a matchmaking service essentially, which is like so cool. And there's stalked by the kraken, found by the lake monster, ensnared by the werewolf, hoarded by the dragon, deceived by the gargoyles.
So there's, I assume there's a bit of something for everyone then, and that's part of that pepper scale of like, there's basically, this is erotica without much plot of like, up to and including, like magical creatures getting involved more sexually, and then you also have stuff that's more the like, I just want like the knight and the lady to kiss and then we cut away kind of vibe. Okay. So that all exists in the spectrum.
It is. It's just very broad.
Yeah. What are sort of the hallmark books of this genre?
I would say the entry-level books that I think most people have read or people adamantly do not want to read is ACOTAR. So by Sarah J. Maas, so A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Right.
Or her Throne of Glass series. There's also Fourth Wing, which got a lot from Blood and Ash, by Jennifer Armentrout. I would say like those are some really big ones off the top of my head right now.
Of those, are there any you would recommend if someone is unfamiliar with the genre, or any you would say I wouldn't bother?
I would say I would recommend Sarah J. Maas.
Okay.
I would do that. There's also Red Queen.
Okay.
By Victoria, whatever.
And are these generally less spicy books? Is that part of why they're sort of the intro pack?
I would say Fourth Wing does have a level of spice to it, but I would say like ACOTAR would be a good one because I think it's still very much so.
A Court of Thorns and Roses is ACOTAR. Sorry, I was like, which
one? Yeah. That's
and because that's how my brain. That is how fantasy usually sounds to me. I'm not disparaging the genre at all. For me, I have no brain for this stuff, so it's like it says the woman who is part of a D&D stream. The number of times I'm like, I don't know. I tried to sound out names, and now I've gotten lost. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, who's ACOTAR?
Who are they? What are they doing?
How big's his peener?
I would say I would go with A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Okay.
I think
that is one I know of.
Yes,
I would own it, and we haven't started it.
Friend
got it for Logan. Holly Constant, friend of the show. Yeah, nice. Where she was like, I think you would like these books. And he was like, did our friend buy me porn?
I like that it's a we, as if you're going to like sit on laps
sit down
and read
together.
It together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good couple
Next page.
Listen, when you're not here, I need someone else to share a brain cell with. And so it's sound this word out for me, Logan. What is it? Okay.
Are you reading it out loud, or are you just like, okay? Next page.
We're both done?
Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we do
Which one of you is going to be doing the world building and exposition? That's a good question.
Probably him. We'll have to figure it out. Okay.
Yeah. I think there's some... I don't think we want to get into it, but I only hesitate because there are some issues with the author, Sarah J. Maas. I think... going more into is she not a Zionist? I don't know. So that's why I hesitate. I do think it's a good intro one because she does. I think her later books, because it's sort of this genre sometimes can be kind of like fast fashion. because everyone wants a piece of the money, wants to put things out, doing this and that. And people are just so excited. They want to write and do all that, which is fantastic. But there's a level of quality to some people. Like, it's good writing. Like, you can follow it. It might not be the most spectacular prose in the world, but it's good writing. There is a fantasy plot. There is a central romance. There's characters you like. I would say Feyre, who is the lead character, is kind of boring. It's kind of boring. And she kind of does turn a little bit into more of like, I hate this term. I hate it. Mary Sue. Did you see that coming? Did you see?
I 100% was going to say Mary Sue. Well, because
I was going to ask chosen one.
I do feel like it is a hard thing to escape in romance. Because let's be honest here, you're writing specifically so your reader can imagine themselves as that protagonist. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of where the Mary Sue trope comes from is this idea of like fan fiction or romantic fiction, where we're creating this idea of, I mean, it's I feel like it's always the complaint of like, oh, Kristen Stewart's bad in Twilight. No, Kristen Stewart played a character who was written so every teenage girl who loved this series could just go, that could be me.
Yeah.
If you give her too big of a personality or too many strong distinctive traits, suddenly it's, well, I'm not that, so that's not me. If you make these characters a little bit of a blank slate, it's then a lot easier for your reader to say, maybe I could kiss the vampire.
I absolutely strongly agree.
So I sometimes feel like the Mary Sue argument is like, yeah, but that's kind of a feature, not a bug.
That was beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much. I want you to know how much I love that. I would agree. She is very much so built like a self-insert kind of character. Yeah. My issue with her as it goes on is like, I want her to have more agency. Like she get the spoiler.
Hit the banjo.
Banjo. I don't know what button it is still. I have to just insert it.
All right, everyone sit quiet. Ooh. We'll never know. We don't know till we watch it back if Chris hit the right button or not.
I apologize.
I hope.
I just need to go through the soundboard and clean out all the other ones.
Well, I might. Look, let's keep Captain Morgan's Space Gum.
That would be perfect for this
episode. We got a soundboard. If you haven't followed this piece of the lore, we got a soundboard secondhand. Chris got it secondhand. It came with a lot of pre-recorded, pre-programmed clips.
Yep.
About 2 of which I actually understand why you need.
I like the chum chum or the dun dun, however you want to say it, the Law and Order chum chum.
Yep.
We've got a surprise motherfucker on there.
That's good.
Delightful.
The Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia. And then there's just nonsense.
There's several that are.
That's just filth.
I mean,
that's what I'm
saying. What are we talking about
and we
right
could
now?
just If I knew which buttons were the Captain Morgan cum buttons.
Oh, I would love that. It'd be perfect.
Gotta label things. Sorry, guys. I'm letting everyone down.
We'll make it through, but
spoiler.
spoiler. She gains a lot of powers, like becomes like incredibly powerful, and I feel like she never actually fully utilizes those powers, and I feel like the female Reese kind of can like squares her away a little bit, and so it's like part of it's kind of like, girl, you got like a ton of power and you can make a big difference in just doing stuff. So like for me it's like a little bit of a missed opportunity, because it's like one thing I hate is when it's like tooting so much horn, like they're so powerful, they're this and this and this, and I'm like, they're just talking about it and they're saying it and I'm like, okay, but when is this?
Tell.
I know, show don't tell, number 1. But like 2, I'm like, okay, how is this going to be relevant to the story? How are they, like, you're really hyping this up. It's like, oh, and then it's like, you're just let down. You're like, yeah, that's cool. Love that for you. You have all that. You can just keep it inside while the world burns.
Right. So as far as these books, those are sort of are those where the genre kind of took off as well? Were those what everyone was reading in 2020 that started this avalanche?
I would say, ACOTAR was really like the beginning, like where I would say a lot of people would start with the fairy smut.
So give me Cliff Notes just so people have a sense of what kind of work we're dealing with here. So, if you've never read one, as I have not.
I would say the second book's my favorite.
Okay.
We'll start with the first book.
Okay.
It's very much so, A Court of Thorns and Roses is basically starts off as kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Oh, okay.
So there's the mortal lands that are separated from the Fae, obviously impoverished, naturally. And then there's she gets kidnapped, or willingly goes, because
I feel like we need
more kidnapped, but over into the Fae realm, and then there's this blight that's going on. And they need to break it, and she's slowly falling in love with the Fae Lord. It's Hamlin. Don't get a tattoo with Hamlin after the first book. That's all I gotta say. A lot of people did.
Oh no!
I know. Is it the named your daughter
Daenerys?
Yeah,
yeah, kind of. It's sort of just, and then there's trials because she gets captured, this and that, and then the curse is broken. Woo! They can all go out, and that's like the end of the first book. Then the second book is, terrible relationship, and then she has.
So is he a human now?
He's still a Fae. So they have
Are Faes
little? So these are really elves.
Okay.
So this is that, like the Fae that little more trickster, more not sprightly, because sprites are different, but right. Like these are like tall, statuesque, like attractive, basically very humanoid.
Yeah.
They're Fae Lords, they're elves.
That's an elf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feels like
a rip-off.
Exactly. And then there's like visiting, and then she sort of kind of falls in love and with like the true mate. So you get a fated mate trope in this. She gets like powers, explores that, becomes like, because a lot of the women or the lead, the FMCs, the female main character.
Okay. Like I said, glossary.
Yeah.
Quick, we'll get you
a Star Wars thing. Usually we'll start out like two ways. Like this, she starts out innocent, kind of not super capable of fighting. Like she's great with the bow and arrow. Like that's because she fed her family, all this stuff, and is doing that. Like
one of the ways women are allowed to be good at fighting.
Yes.
Generally speaking.
Yes. Yeah. So all in all, always have a ton of trauma to be in FMC.
Sure.
Basically. Generalization, but it generally hits. Goes, and then there's this giant war that happens with Highburn, and which is basically Ireland. Another problematic thing. This map is based off of the UK, and so there's like there's different courts and all this kind of stuff, and it's like the Night Court, which is seen as brutal, nightmarish, just awful, misogynistic, like terrible.
But it's just Ireland?
No, that's Highburn,
which is
basically the enemy. Well, basically, it's like a bunch of like more Fae-esque beasts that are coming over.
Real Fae, little Fae,
more like
orky kind of things.
More like I guess closer to like more demons or like lesser Fae.
Okay.
So it would be So it'd be like with wings and scales and this and that.
Not bonable. Most important. Well,
no, probably not. I would say they're.
Do you think one of them's kinda?
No, I just had a flash of like basically like a rat-looking like bat demon.
Okay.
That was like really too skinny.
Was that the actual problem?
I was like, ooh, get some meat on those bones. But and they do this giant battle and they try to convince and do whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Sacrifices come to life.
So were there 2 love interests in this? Am I following correctly?
So
okay.
it's like that can be, and Sarah J. Maas, I feel like, is known for this type of thing where there's a first love interest and then there's the real love interest.
Ooh.
And I think a lot of this type of genre does have a lot of that. It'll either be a friend that the main character is like hopelessly in love with, or there'll be this, and then there's this other person that comes in and then like they don't want to love him. There's something about it.
Yearning. We
Mm-hmm.
love some yearning.
They love to yearn.
They love it. Love it. So what are your, like, do you have something you look for in Romantasy? Are there tropes you like? Are there, because again, as we're kind of covering, the genre can be a lot of things.
It honestly depends on my mood.
Oh.
It depends on my mood. One thing, like, especially something that I've learned, and I think it's such a valuable skill as a reader, is to DNF. And it's okay to DNF. Like, do not finish. And I think that's one of the the best things you can do.
It's so hard, though. If I'm a third of the way in, I'm like, I've never walked out of a movie in my life. It's rare for me to not finish a book once I've started.
Do you find yourself?
Quit. I will quit so fast.
I'm stubborn.
I'm not into something. I'm just gonna yeet that out of my life.
Yeah, I used to be like you.
Yeah.
But I just realized, like, why it's just something I enjoy. Why am I like dragging my feet through it? Like, if it's not required reading.
Yeah.
It's not required reading. I don't have to do that. So like that's helped me just kind of like dabble and try different things. I do love enemies to lovers. I do, because the thing is, or rivals to lovers, anything like that, because it starts so much with tension. And I think that's so important for romance or sustaining, or that's like, it's the chemistry, right? The banter, this and that. So that's something I love.
Yeah.
I do also look at, it's like, I do like Fae or Elves, or I grew up as I went to the book release for Breaking Dawn.
Sure.
And Twilight. So a girl loves a vampire. A girl loves a werewolf. A girl loves a gargoyle. A girl loves a dragon. So I would say that's the main trope.
Yeah.
I'm interested in, but
do you have a recommend? Because again, obviously we have ACOTAR, which is probably, I mean, I know about that one.
Yeah.
And I can't read. So no, but that's one, even I, not being very entrenched in this world, it's like, oh, A Court of Thorn and Roses. I've heard people talk about that one. Do you have a starter book that might not be one people would gravitate towards?
I would say one of the books that I do love, and I think it can be very hit or miss, but I think it's beautifully written. And I think it leans more towards the less spicy end. But romance is as its core beat.
Okay.
Is Divine Rivals. It is basically a magical, the world building. That's one thing I also look for, is I'm a slut for world building.
Hell yeah.
I love world building. It's so important for me for the tone to match and to have things built out, because there's so much lacking in this genre.
And they're all variations on themes, right? In the way it's this interpretation of Fae is more elves, or, they're all within that world, but everybody's kind of got their own sauce on it.
Yeah. And just a little brief into world building. One beef I have, there's plenty of beefs I have with this genre, even though I do love it, is a lot of the romantasy you get lacks that spark of fantasy that comes with, fantasy is a great way of re-looking at our world, right? And there's a lot of themes it explores. It does this or that. And so, there's a lack of that. What is this trying to say in romantasy?
Yeah.
A lot of times it's almost just kind of oh, we're checking off the box. People are enslaved. People are this, or there's king, there's bad, there's this, that. And you're okay, those are things that are common in the fantasy genre, but like, what are you actually saying about it?
Right.
You're just using it to show like this world bad.
Yeah.
Ooh. And you're like, so that's like really frustrating to me. But so I love that. With Divine Rivals, it is something that I think is really refreshing, because we do get a lot with fantasy with warriors fighting this. They're journalists.
Ooh. Oh, that's fun.
Yes. And they're
like a character in a 2000s rom-com?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, and they're more rivals than they are like enemies. And so there's a magic typewriter that like in the world, and there's like 3 of them in the world. And the main character and the FMC and the MMC, male main character, like send letters back and forth. They don't know who each other are. And then they work at the same office. And their rivals are both trying to get to the top of this.
Is this just You've Got Mail?
I think so. And it's framed in the sense, I think it's like very like World War I, World War II, but taken into more of the magical realm. Like there's magic, there's dark gods, there's this. And then she goes off to the front, he follows her. And then it's just very lovely moments. And so I love, you can get like nice world building, and then you get that, the plot is very much so a romance plot, but you do have very strong world building.
Nice.
Of the fantasy realm, which I think is one where Romantasy really shines.
Oh man, I really like that plot. What are the other jobs you could have in a 2000s rom-com though? Because you could be a journalist or an architect. Sorry,
women are journalists, the 2 genders.
Yeah.
No, but generally women are journalists, men are architects.
Yeah.
End of list?
You could have a family business.
Sure, but not if you live in the big city. Oh, a baker. You could be wanting to open your own bakery.
There's wedding planners and there's dog walkers.
True.
There we go.
There it
or
is.
nannies.
Or nannies.
You could be a nanny.
The 5 genders.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
That's about right. Now, okay, can I just, my personal little, like, when we get into, like, fantasy or whatever, what's the hygiene sitch? That's just always my first thought of, like, how long since you've had, like, an everything shower?
Even when you see Viggo Mortensen push open those 2 doors, that's your first thought?
Like, no. But,
right?
I have, like, 2 good thoughts before that. And then my third thought is, like, but that breath. But, like, I don't know what the toothbrush situation, I don't think Listerine.
I don't think Listerine works. I don't know. I don't think they mention a lot with the brushing of the teeth, but a big thing is baths.
Okay.
A big thing is baths. You either bathe, like there's, moments where like bathing in the river or drawing a bath.
Did you see someone bathing in the river?
Sometimes there's that where they're like walking up or they see that and they're like, oh my God, look at that chest. Oh, I can't look. Or it's...
You shouldn't. That's creepy. Don't do that.
You shouldn't, yeah. Or it's like, oh, their butt. But there is a lot of like tender moments generally surrounded by hygiene in the bath of washing or caring for the other.
Okay.
Or it's like sometimes the FMC is like, oh, like now she suddenly has like handmaidens and she's like, no, I can draw my own bath. I'm independent.
That sounds pretty good.
I don't need that.
Okay. Well, at least that solves some of my issue there. Because sometimes I am just like, girly pop.
Okay.
Look.
I love that your idea of fantasy does not, just give yourself that headcanon.
Are you really, look me deep in the eye.
Remember that I can't smell, so my standards are going to be different than yours.
But go with me on this journey.
Sure.
Is Aragorn hot as hell?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But girl, they don't make a cranberry pill strong enough. Girl, they don't make a cranberry pill. Azo hasn't invented.
That is fair.
Fair.
Is it worth it?
Wash that peener.
Is it worth it? Yes.
But you're discounting that like some people like the musk. Some people are like, and especially like also you'll see this sometimes on the pages where they do address where like female main character will be like, oh, no, I haven't washed. I'm in this. So, like this.
And
like,
he
no,
likes
and he's like,
it.
oh, I just love your, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's, yeah.
But ye olde Azo doesn't exist in these stories, and that is my primary concern. And that's all I have to say about that.
How often do they write in that she pees afterwards? Because that's very important, too.
Not very often. It takes away the magic, right?
That's fair.
Usually it's like, oh, they like will fall asleep. Or they'll go again and again and again. And I'm like, Viagra? Do they have it? Or they're just all powerful and they're just constantly
that
able
fey
to
magic
blink.
just wee.
Sure.
Yeah.
So far, everything we have discussed has been very heteronormative.
Yeah.
We did get a question from that short kid just asking, what are the good WLW romantasies? Asking for a friend. Girly, get your lady on lady romantasy.
Yeah. I would say that's like very, very common. I'll get to the Rex. I promise I get to the Rex. But
that it's heteronormative? Or
yes, very heteronormative. It's very white. Like that's where like there's plenty of, and I can like at the end give some Rex for like non-white leaning stories or anything like that, or less heteronormative.
That'd be great, because we are not the first people to address this issue, but boy howdy, people are like, fae? Yes. People of color? Breaking my immersion. Like, fuck off. Like, you can't,
it's the
it's
the
based
best
in Europe. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, so like that's generally what we see publishers snap up and what's pushed, and that's what's like fed on the algorithm. Like it becomes, and that's why I'm less and less on book talk now, is because it's so incestuous. It's like I'm seeing the same Rex over and over and over again, and I'm like, who's paying you?
Right.
Who's paying you to do this? So like that's why it's so important to diversify your reading, because like there is some of the traps with this is that it's so trope based, that because that's how people search and find things, that some people just write to tropes, and it's like you don't really have a story actually. You're just like, oh, I just really wanted an enemies to lover, so I wrote it. You're like, you don't really have anything.
Which, to be fair, sometimes I'm not reading it for the story, but that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, so some Rex I have is, this is not, I love this book. It was marketed as a romantasy. Unfortunately, it's not, but I'm going to plug it. Is Priory of the Orange Tree. I would say romance is more of a soft subplot. It's an excellent book. It's beautifully written. I would say this is more sci-fi. But Gideon the Ninth, it's like necromancer, like lesbians. Sick.
Hell yeah.
And then, what's this other one? It was like Latte and Legends and Lattes. There's like an orc. Badass. And then the Jasmine Throne. I would say those two are more romantasy versus Priory of the Orange Tree, fantasy with good LOW. Leaning, Gideon the Ninth, more sci-fi romance.
But man, that is a heteronormative genre. Not that those are maybe all of the ones that exist,
but I would say like the big names you get are going to be very white, straight leaning. Where you start getting like spicier taste is really when you start going into the monster fucking, or there's I think it's the idea of like read your porn. So then there's like you can start getting into like sharing or like like threesomes or this or that, and just like exploring that way. But like very rarely will you see, if you're reading like what is pushed, anything non-white or gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Where's the flavor?
Yeah. Diversify.
It's with the gargoyles.
You really keep saying gargoyle a lot. And I'm not here to judge. I just have some questions.
Okay, so one of the faults of this thing is sometimes like when you read these, sometimes you gotta throw like human anatomy out the window.
Sure.
You gotta be like, that's
As
not gonna work.
by no peeing after sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gotta just throw it out the door.
Okay.
But like sometimes it's like the way they write it and the way they say things, and it's like, Gucci's not the TARDIS. Like, stop. Like, it is, like, just don't. Like, not everything can fit. And, like, that, like, some of the things, like, I think I was reading. I don't think I was reading. I was reading something.
Own it.
I was reading, and it was the way that she described the dick she saw. It was, like, bathing. She's like, bathing. It was basically, like, his penis is the size of my forearm. And I was like, motherfucker!
No.
That feels like a blood flow issue
No.
past a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's
See
just...
a wizard.
How could you...
See a wizard.
Taken care of.
Absolutely. It's like
Leeches. I don't know what you
big
gotta do.
dicks are like a pinnacle of like strength, where I think some of that like toxic masculinity or some of the conversation of some people debate that like conservatism is filing into this genre because of like there is this hyper masculinity that comes with a lot of these main male characters.
Though I guess on the flip side, we don't read fantasy for like, it was average and he loved me. Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There is the like, yes, that's insane. No, that doesn't make logistic sense. But
in this movie theater, she can absolutely be railed by that Pringles can.
Oh yeah. It's like, yeah. Yeah, it's like just wreck it. Just absolutely wreck it. Because that's what you gotta toss that anatomy out, let that imagination flow. Just
Sure.
the best sex of your life.
sure. I mean, how much in porn is not realistic to an actual healthy
Sure.
sexual relationship? True. It's all fantasy. It's all, you know, I think as long as you keep in mind that that is fantasy.
Yeah.
And don't let that impede your view of what, you know, actual human anatomy or a healthy sexual relationship looks like, in the way that, like, sometimes when we're getting into these fantasy things, there are things that push the boundaries of what is healthy and safe and sane and, you know, all those things.
No, I'm waiting for my dragon. I'm waiting for my like my little fae to come around to just rock my world.
Little Faye.
Little Faye.
With a
With a
Just
giant
a-
schlong. Like one of those like this. That's what I want.
and just rolls
It's an
out.
absolute kickstand of a
Yeah,
gnome.
there's some
my
where they
God.
talk about, it's like, oh my God, this is going to the monster fucking, but it's like where they talk about like, because you know how like some animals, it's like they hide their peen.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's they're like, they talk about like their
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
what?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because it
Amazing.
does some, especially when you start getting the monster fucking, you start getting into, like, I think where this starts crossing in, like, the fan fiction, and then, like, you're reading your porn, all this different kind of stuff, you start going into, there's different kinks or different things, like, a very, big romance writer, Allie Hazelwood, she did, like, The Love Hypothesis, I believe, am I getting that correct? And a lot of those, she did a romantasy called Bride. And some people were very like, what? Like, huh? Because it involved nodding. And people were like, what? And are you guys familiar with nodding?
No.
Yeah, you are, girl.
I think I got one too many. Okay, so if you're an actor right now, you keep getting auditions, postings for those vertical where it's like 800 little mini episodes, and I feel like some
My
of them
boss
get
seduced me. And
Yeah.
now I'm the CEO or some
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
but there is definitely like a werewolf subgenre.
Oh.
It's like the alpha's revenge.
Right, it's kind of connected to that.
Yeah.
Is I loosely know.
Yeah, so usually...
What we don't, we have a spoiler banjo. We need a like tap out if you don't want to know accordion.
Ruh-roh.
Accordion.
No
find
judgment. Just feel free to stop the episode here. Amelia, tell the people.
Yeah, so it's like, it's twofold. Like the one that's like, I would say the most traditional would be like the werewolf. So it's basically you have penetrative sex, and then his member swells, and so he's stuck in there. So it's like nodding, and so it's like this happens with animals. Like I think you'll see it like cats and dogs and all this kind of stuff where it's like it's just sort of ensures that no one else can mate for with. So it's like it's all about getting like your seed to be like the winner in the wild.
But to be clear, it's sort of this cross section of like maybe going into like kind of some werewolfy monster fucking, or the idea of like a human being able to do this. It's less like, I mean, I'm sure that exists too, but there are levels of like human. We're not immediately jumping to like bestiality.
Yes. So generally there is.
There's no, boy howdy, we're just getting into the, there's no gentle way to say this.
No, it's like, you'll like see it in some books with like werewolves or like gargoyles or like all.
Amelia?
There they are.
Okay, I loved the show Gargoyles growing up.
Listen,
you can't
everyone
take that.
thought about Goliath because they gave Keith David the voice, you know? So if you have I Live Again, you're like, yes, you do, Daddy.
Yeah, and he was muscular. You're like, fly me away with that little loincloth.
Side quest, I had a client who dated him, and I was just like, I need to know everything about him. She was just like, he's really nice, he's a gentleman. I was like, that's not what I want to know.
More peppers.
Yeah. But where you start getting a little more into the humanoid thing is this is where it kind of Omegaverse. If you guys are familiar. It actually was
not closely, but boy howdy, I've had the internet for too long.
I don't spend time there. What is the Omegaverse?
I think this is more just Tumblr rabbit holes of like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, it's like very Tumblr, very AO3 fan fiction. It was actually born from Supernatural.
Oh.
From Destiel fan fiction.
Oh, okay.
Well, and that's just getting into that whole idea of like alphas and betas, right?
So it's alpha, betas, omegas. So like, just to simplify this, because there's like, you could find maps and maps and maps and journeys. Omegas, rare, horny as hell, can produce children, has a scent. Everyone's like,
Excellent.
And then alphas, also more rare, like what you would imagine with an alpha, just like big badass, like super powerful, strong, wants an omega because then they can breed, and then like betas, I don't know, not that I don't respect betas, but they're more of like, I would say they're not the main point of the story most of the time. They're just kind of like more of the workhorses, or like they're the more populace of it. So they're like the normies.
Oh, okay.
And so like they're interested.
We'd be betas.
That tracks.
So like they obviously would want to bag an omega, but like an alpha's like, I'll kill you.
Okay.
So, and that usually involves nodding and stuff like that. That's where you start to go human or shifter or anything like that. You'll see, I think, taste of the Omegaverse creep into more of the spicier romantasy, and stuff like that.
So, long story short, again, this all very much exists within a spectrum of spice, of like Lord of the Rings, if like, you know, just like, or like, you know, just sort of general like fantasy adventures where like two humans get it on, or like even kiss and then we cut away, to things that are getting into like non-human and Omegaverse and even the Omegaverse, right? That all exists on a spectrum of how humanoid versus how animal we're getting with this. It all basically, if there's something for everybody. Whatever fruits your loops, it's out there.
Some
just
light to dark.
Learn how to get creative with those Google searches, baby, and it's out there for you.
Yeah,
unless you're queer, and then like,
and
sorry,
here's
here's 2 books, and good luck.
Enjoy it.
With that in mind, because there are so many different things, Corey Taft wanted to know, which romantasy book would you like to see adapted for the screen, and which actors would you like to see play the leads?
Oh, that's a really good question. I first want to say I'm not a casting director, but I would love to see people we don't really know. that's like number one. I'm tired of seeing the same people over and over. And I would love to see, like aforementioned, I would love to see like divine rivals, because I think that would be beautiful for the screen, because it's such a luscious world, and it's not, since it's such a human-based story, it's easier to make than like dragons transform and this and that and that. I think that would be easier, and it's much more approachable, I think, to a broader audience. And yeah, I would say that would be more what I would say.
Get on it, Hollywood. Get on it. And while you're doing that, I'm going to just forward you a few things I've written. And you can just do whatever you want to do with those.
I do have one last thing, going back to Heated Rivalry. Because those boys now are going to be doing a story on the Quinn app.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, Quinn is an audio erotic app where it is stories being told.
Yes.
You can be you can just go on there and be a creator, but they also have people like actual like big name actors. Andrew Scott's done one.
Yes.
Jamie.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
You're drooling.
You good?
Did I spit on you?
So I was like, wow, damn.
I'm going to go collect myself.
What is the name of the actor who plays Vecna? Jamie what?
Oh, Jamie Campbell Bower.
Yeah.
He has done 2, I think. And so
I'm not even going to risk it.
So these guys are coming back to play 2 Fae characters.
Ooh.
I'm wondering, because you brought up Verticals too, so this is me trying to tie all of this together. Like, in the same way Verticals right now are having this big fantasy push, audio is having this big erotica push. I have done spicy audio. I have auditions that I have to do that are just like, BT dubs, you will have to do this scene. Are you comfortable with that? Do you think we're having so much of this push to have these kinds of things in our entertainment now because of the like kind of rise of romantasy, or just people maybe getting a little cooler with sexuality?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I think romantasy has opened a lot of doors to have those questions, like where people will joke and say like, oh, you're reading like fairy smut or this. So it's become much more open of a conversation. I think that's just like showing us being more open. So I think there is more of a push that it's going. And it's also like, I think with the fantasy realm, it makes it a little more of that fantasy. Like, oh, it's okay because it's not real life.
Well, and I'm going to be very, very sort of generalizing and very binary in this discussion. But I do think there is probably, too, just a follow the money, babe. Like, they're finally realizing, again, this is very much sort of generalizing, but for a very long time, porn has been one of the biggest entertainment, like it's the reason the internet exists, right? This is like a $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
And I know for many people, there's a general sense that porn exists more for a like cis male gaze.
Sure.
So I think also realizing like things like romantasy, things like erotica, whether that be like, you know, erotic books, erotic, you know, audio stuff, generally exists more in a space that appeals more to a female gaze, a female desire. And I think honestly just realizing it's like, oh, girls get horny too. Like, we're leaving money on the table. Yeah. I don't know if it's some big equality push, but I do think the money is talking of, oh, there is an audience for this stuff. And why are we leaving, again, very generalized here, but half the population on the table? They'll pay us for smut too. Like,
yeah, they'll milk, let's just say, like, women are huge consumers. They lead the charge of, like, what, corrects me if I'm wrong, but they were, like, a big reason the Beatles got so huge.
Sure.
And people like to overlook that. Like, women are such a key market.
Yeah.
And so I do think this is what interests women. It makes them money. They're following that. But they don't respect us.
Sure.
They want to make all their money off us, but they're also like, ooh, haha, let's wink while we do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, put that wink away.
Yeah.
Unless you're inviting me to bed. Just kidding.
But there's a market for this. Women are out there spitting on their friends because you said Andrew Scott's name. Like, I don't know what to tell you, babe. It's out there. We want it.
You're welcome. That one person who's like, one day Amy's going to spit on
I'm
Chris.
so sorry. I'll get you right in the mouth, too.
Okay.
I'm
That's
so
okay.
sorry.
Right in
That's
the
all right.
mouth?
It was. That's okay.
I think there's a trope for that.
Yes. We can have a tag.
All you out there writing Two Filthy Casuals fanfic, buckle up, babes. Oh my gosh. Well, how fun.
Yeah.
Anything you want to leave the people with?
I definitely want to leave some recs.
Please.
So I'm going to pull up my phone. All right, so some fantasy-led ones. I would say The Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. Cruel Prince is the first one. I would say it's a romance, slow burn, much more lower on the spicy scale. Great entry one. Great if you like political intrigue.
Ooh.
All those House of Cards fans.
Also, I mentioned Priory of the Orange Tree for WLW. Also, just a great fantasy in general. Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown. There's Red Queen. Zodiac Academy, if you're into bully romance and academy stuff. Like school thing. Daughter of No Worlds, that is like a mentor teacher to lover. More trope. Prison Healer series. Then there's Fireborn. Also, for non-white facing Rex. I don't know why I said that so fucking weird. The Legendborn series. That's like I'm gonna butcher this, like a King Arthur type retelling.
Arthurian.
That's what I wanted to say. Arthurian retelling. There's an Ember in the Ashes. There's Crocodile
Dundee?
Crocodile Dundee.
There is fan fiction of that.
I think it's like Crocodile.
Who do you think's writing it, babe?
When he says, "That ain't a knife. This is a knife."
The Maid and the Crocodile. I believe that one is was the African, I think, story.
Oh, cool.
Then The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. That one's a little bit more Asian leaning. I can't remember off the top of my head which Asian culture, but those were some solid ones to dip your toe in if you're looking to get away from white-centric stories, or just trying to explore things that aren't repeating the same story over and over again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great Rex.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read any of them, but go check them out.
I'm stoked.
There's a big wide world out there. Read what you like.
Yeah.
Like what you like. Spit on your friends when they say Andrew Scott's name.
You know?
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't know, you're bringing up a lot. You're bringing up a lot.
Remember when I spat on you? That was
Oh my God, what?
That was crazy.
That was really...
What if that happened?
Oh my God.
Like every episode.
All the time.
What if that like what if we
I
turned the camera off
What?
and like I don't know.
Ooh.
Podcast
Oh my God, close door!
podcast co-host to lovers, my favorite trope.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
Well, Amelia, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Amelia Janak. That's where you can find me.
You do comedy.
I do comedy. Amy and I are on the same improv team. Pack Theater, Pleather, first and third Sundays, 8 p.m.
I think we're at Pleather Comedy if you want to find more. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it is. It is. We have the comedy in there.
Yep.
We have the comedy in there. Not confused with just regular Pleather. Yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head, honestly.
Amazing.
It's very basic. First and last name.
Yep. And as for us, we're very basic.
Mm-hmm.
You can go find us at Two Filthy Casuals Pod on Instagram and on TikTok. If you want more episodes, if this just isn't enough for you, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/twofilthycasualspod. For just $5 a month, you can become a filthiest casual, get bonus episodes, some fun extra content. Huge thank you to Ryan Price, our newest, filthiest casual. Thank you for joining us over there. Go check that out. Other than that, just like, subscribe, rate, review. It all really helps. Share with a friend. And don't gif me spitting on Chris. Don't gif that. Don't clip that.
They're going to.
Don't.
You're like begging for it. Like you are like begging.
Don't do it. Don't.
Stop.
It's terrible.
She'd hate it.
And until next time, I'm Amy Newman.
I'm Chris Garr.
And remember, if you followed this fandom, you'd be home by now. Turn the camera off.